Hello and welcome again to this edition of FiTV. I'm your host, Brad Swanson. We are coming to you from inside the Florida Capitol during the committee weeks leading up to the 2022 legislative session. We are joined by a special guest, Zeus, and his owner, Representative Grieco. Representative, thanks for coming on.
Of course, absolute pleasure, and so far so good with Zeus. We'll see how it goes.
Right. No, I'm sure he'll be fine. All right, so obviously he's your dog, but you're working on an animal abuse bill. Tell us a little bit about that.
So this will be the second time I've run a bill in the last 3 years regarding animal abuse or animals being used in testing. So this one is specifically about animal cruelty and certain acts that are only misdemeanors right now. And I'm usually the last person to file a bill that would increase any sort of criminal penalties, but it's definitely a shortcoming. And there's no teeth in state statute regarding certain acts that you can commit on an animal. And there was a huge case that came out of South Florida recently that the feds had to prosecute to make sure that somebody got punished accordingly. But in this case, I want to increase something to a felony, also increase some issues regarding animal fighting as well.
Yeah. Well, taking care of our furry friends is number one. It's amazing that people still engage in things like that, but protecting them is important. Thank you for that. Okay, what else are you working on this legislative session?
So another one of the issues that came across my desk, and it was shocking to me, that in the state of Florida, landlords are required by statute to provide heating, but they are not required to provide air conditioning.
What?
Yes.
It's one of the hottest states in the nation. No air conditioning? Okay, tell us what you're doing there.
So they require it in Arizona, but for some reason they don't in Florida. It is the most simple of simple bills. It's a two-liner. It just adds the word air conditioning to existing state statute for requirements for landlords, and it's pretty cut and dry. That one, I'm hoping it moves because it seems pretty simple, even if it gets buried in a bigger bill, but it's good policy. And that's one of the ones when I posed that question on Twitter, I got thousands and thousands of responses because people just kind of made a face and they didn't understand that wasn't law.
You think about how Florida protects tenants. We have one of the most tenant-friendly law structures in the nation, and for that not to be in there is shocking. So your Twitter was overwhelmed with that?
Yeah, so we did get a good response on that without even pushing an agenda, just asking the question. But listen, we have a lot of seniors here in Florida, a lot of people who don't want to be subjected to the elements. Obviously, it gets very hot in Florida, and listen, I'm not looking at this point to open up the floodgates and expand the conversation to our prisons, but we do have issues in our prisons as well where we don't have air conditioning in most of our prisons. But I'm just focusing on tenants right now.
I think a lot of people that know you have a passion for criminal justice as well. Well, we want to make sure we can keep you on FiTV to tell us how obviously the animal cruelty bill is going and the air conditioning bill.
Anytime.
All right. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. And Zeus, thank you very much for being on. That's all the time we have for this episode of FiTV. Make sure you hit us up on our social media feeds for more great interviews like this one. And for now, thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Zeus.